Oh, here we are, Wednesday, May 17th, 2023. I'm Larissa. I got my hair up in pin curls, and they're still wet. Oh, when are they going to be dry? They're still wet. I can't believe it. Why are they still wet? I mean, my hair's not that long. Why are they still wet? I'm going to have to tie babushka on my head to go to work today until they're dry. And then maybe they're going to look goofy when I take them out. You think, Brody? Brody? Hey, Brody. Look at all the sticks in his tail. Look at all those sticks. Give me those sticks. Give me those sticks. Give them to me. Give me those sticks. You gotta pull the sticks out of your tail, buddy. You gotta pull the sticks out of your tail. There's more sticks. He says, no, Mummy. No, Mummy. Leave the sticks. Are they your jewelries? Brody. They make your tail look all funky. You have such a pretty tail, buddy, when it's all clean. I wish you'd let me brush it. I wish I could get him into a groomer. Nobody wants to groom my dog. I guess I'm supposed to have an ugly dog. I guess so. All right. So yesterday I signed that painting. I can't believe it. I don't know how long it's gonna take to dry. I don't know. Guess we're gonna wait and see how long it's gonna take to dry. Oil paint. Take a fan in with me today because it gets hot. It does. So much hotter there than it is here. Here in the woods. Here in the spooky woods. The azalea's blooming. I should take pictures of it. It is. The azalea's blooming. I can see it. So full of flowers this year. Last year didn't get many flowers. And then during the fire year and right after that, it was all yellow. Everything was gross. I don't know. I don't know if the orange tree is going to make it or not. It's struggling to come back. It is. It's fighting. But I don't know. We'll see. Lemon tree's doing pretty good. Yeah, it is. And there's still everything up in the... I didn't get anything done in the garden last week. We just barely got some stuff done around the house. Around the outside of the house, and got the basement all cleaned out, which was good. But we should probably hire a professional to come in and finish the basement because it was that nasty. I had an allergic reaction to whatever that stuff is on the floor. Or was on the floor. It's not there anymore. And I got I got junk pile out there I need to call. I suppose I'll wait on that a little bit longer because there might be more junk here in the near future. I don't like having piles of garbage around my house like some people here in the neighborhood do. Oh my God, the guy down the street, so much fucking garbage all around his house. And it's like right immediately around his house is landscaped real nice. But then there's like all these piles of garbage and it's like strewn about on his property. Old campers and cars and just piles of shit. I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Clean that garbage out of there. Oh my God. Yeah. So I did another drawing. I did another study yesterday as well. And I got the new paper, got the vellum, the vellum Bristol board, and the tape, and I bought actual painter's tape. Not blue painter's tape, not the stuff that you get at the hardware store. I actually got like artist painter tape, which is supposed to be release, right? $20 roll of fucking tape. Well, peeled up the Bristol board worse than the blue tape did on the drawing paper. So I'm frustrated about that, but at least the drawing's intact. So I guess, you know, when I do these pieces, they're just gonna be matted. Go do chickens with daddy, buddy. They're gonna just have to be matted straight up to the edge of the image. Oh my God. I was hoping to be able to have like a little white frame around, but that's not gonna be possible. It's not gonna be possible. And part of me is just like, oh well, should I just continue on drawing paper as opposed to using the Bristol board? Because the Bristol board is larger format as well. And since I've already started on, what are they? What are the pages? They're 11 by 14. So the drawing paper is 11 by 14, and the Bristol board's 14 by 17. So it's a little bit bigger. And so I'm gonna have to cut it down in order for it to be the same size as the other ones. And I really would have preferred them all to be on 11 by 17, or 14 by 17, excuse me, on 14 by 17 paper, as opposed to the 11 by 14. Because the 11 by 14 doesn't give you much room in matting, right, around the edge. So top and bottom, there's only like half an inch. And on the bottom, there's even less because it's signed under there. So when I signed the painting, what I decided that I was going to do, I used a stylus, a pointed stylus, and I used that to sign my name into the paint. So it's really subtle. You don't see, I mean, the signature is readable, it's legible when you find it, but it's not like in your face. Here's my name, you know, the name and the date. And then over in the other corner, I wrote the title of the piece. And then on the side, I wrote the title of the piece and the medium. And then I wrote down the side all of the pigments that I used. So, because I want to, because I am painting in traditional format where I'm mixing my own paints, I think it's important to recognize and acknowledge the pigments that I'm using. Right? I was looking when I was at the art supply store yesterday. I was looking at all of the tube paints. I was like, oh, cheaters. Cheater, pumpkin eater. Cheaters. Real painters use pigment. But then they only have like 4 pigments, right? And the pigments that he carries are limited. It's because there's very few of us who actually still paint this way. I don't know. I have some Shiva paint sticks, but I got those for painting on fabric for my jackets, right? They're heat set. You can leave them to just dry, right? But they're heat set. The paint sticks that I used, the oil paint sticks that I used in school were they were Utrecht paint sticks. They were so much better. They were so much better than the Shiva sticks. The Shiva sticks are just like crayons. Yeah. The Shiva sticks are crayons. Although I could probably use the Shiva sticks now because I don't want those on the canvas at all. I was gonna say I could use the Shiva sticks to kind of do the underpainting or the outline on the canvas. I bought 2 more canvases. Oh my God, I spent over $1,000 yesterday on what I get. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jars of pigment. I got 2 canvases. I got 4 bistro chalk markers. That's for my bistro board, not for my painting. I got, what else did I get? I got a tube of Zec. I got a roll of tape. I got, a pint of lead white ground, but it's going to take a week to get there. The kids there are such idiots. What else did I got? I mean, here I am spending like, you know, more money than what they see most people come in and spend at a time. And they're like, well, you got to pay for this up front. We don't, you know, in case you don't. I'm like, excuse me? excuse me. I'm like, Andrew knows me. And Andrew comes in. He's like, hi. He was such a, he knew something about the shit that was stolen out of my flat file, because he made some comments when he was here, and that's when I discovered that stuff was stolen, was when he was here. So like somebody, they broke, it was, fucking stole paintings. Oh my God. Oh, and I got a gallon of gesso because I'm almost out of gesso. They didn't have any black gesso. And then I had ordered directly from Utrecht, um, Utrecht/Dick I had ordered some watercolor paper, the Bristol board, and a pad of Arches drawing paper, and some Terp, and what else was in there? Oh, and there was some oil carandache. So a lot of new supplies. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to get more black pigment. I am. He carries Gamblin and Williamsburg paints, and I was always a fan of the Winsor Newton, but whatever. Winsor Newton. Oh, anyway, he had a tub of ivory black. He did ivory black, but I don't know if it was real ivory black or not. Ivory black is very, very nice, and if it's real ivory black, but that's hard to find, huh? What is ivory black? It's burnt ivory. That's where the pigment comes from. Burnt ivory. So it's a protein, right? Oh, God. Most of these things are synthesized. They had zinc white and titanium white. Zinc, I'm super allergic to. And I don't like titanium white. I don't like it. I don't like it. It looks like plastic. It does. It looks like plastic. And I have titanium white pigment. One of the pigments I bought yesterday was magnesium carbonate. So that's a little bit warmer, like lead white. Lead white is so beautiful. It's like, it's warm. It's a warm white. It's warm and rich. It looks like cream. It's it looks alive. It really does. But titanium white looks fucking plastic. It does. It looks plastic. It looks like meringue. It looks like undercooked meringue. Yeah. Titanium white, magnesium white, zinc white. Zinc white is really cool. Zinc white is like a blue white. And like I said, I'm allergic to zinc. I mean, everybody's allergic to lead, right? But you wear gloves or whatever. But the zinc, I had zinc poisoning. I don't want to. Yeah. So what I got magnesium carbonate. I got um, cobalt violet deep. I have cobalt violet, and now I have cobalt violet deep. That'll be nice. I got cadmium orange light, cadmium orange medium, and cadmium orange deep, which will be good for doing flames, for doing the fire. Fire! Yeah. And also the cadmium orange deep will go well with the cadmium red medium, that I'm going to use for the Sudan Dream paintings. Yeah. So I think I'm going to use cobalt blue up against, I wish he had Prussian. I wish there was some Prussian blue pigment or some cerulean. I haven't seen cerulean blue in so long. Pigments, I mean. Yeah. So I think I'll use the cobalt blue. I'll use the cobalt blue because then I can use the cobalt violet to deepen the pigment. I mean, I could use the cobalt violet with the ultramarine as well, but it's not the same, right? Like you have the same, you have those two same root pigments. They're both coming off cobalt, right? So they have a vibrational harmony or a vibrational sameness, right? Visual vibration. And I'm talking about the frequency of the color as it reads in light, right? So it's the same density is what it is. It's the same density. So use those two colors together. And I can use that with the cadmium and the cobalt and the cadmium. They work. I suppose it probably has something to do with sharing electrons, huh? Cobalt metal and I should look it up and see how cobalt and cadmium bond, right? I wonder, like, if you were to alloy cobalt and cadmium metals, how that works, what the reaction, what that is like. And so that might have something to do with why they go together well. I'll have to look that up. Yeah. Man, they're still wet. They're still wet. They're still wet. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I should have done like 6 or 7. I don't know. Meanwhile, while Larissa's, in her own little paint world, there's still crazy ass shit going on all over the world. I don't know. Oh, I was reminded that Memorial Day is coming up here in a couple weeks. Whoop-de-doo, right? Whoop-de-doo. Oh, maybe I'll be open on Memorial Day. Maybe I'll be open on Memorial Day. I'm a little creepy, and I like thinking about dead people. I don't like thinking about killing people, but I think about dead people all the time. Yeah. I should say dead beings. Dead beings. Yeah. Memorial Day. I don't know. Things keep going the way that they're going in Ukraine. Might be having a draft here in a couple of years, huh? Right? If there's not an end to that conflict. Geez. And if Turkey joins the EU, oh my God. The implications. Oh, the implications. Ooh. Right? Oh. So, yeah. I'd like to do some figurative work. I'd like to do some figurative charcoal work and then transfer that into some watercolor. Yeah. I haven't done figurative painting. Figurative painting is a totally different animal than figurative drawing. And like I said, I've never done figurative painting. It's just not been my thing, but I'd like to try. And that's what I think I'd like to do. Because charcoal and watercolor have some close similarities in um, just the layers of wash that you can get, right? I love doing figurative work in charcoal. Love it. Love it. I love it a lot. I love the aesthetic of charcoal figurative work. It's just so romantic, right? Charcoal and Conti. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I gotta find someone. I gotta find someone. See, it's about finding the right personality that you like. Because when I was talking about working with Ron, I really enjoyed drawing him, right? And he was not like Rick. It went by Rick, not Rich. Rick was more fit, right? Ron wasn't unfit, but he was natural and normal, like average. He had a little bit of a paunch, and he was just very natural and human. And his personality was fantastic, and his personality really read in his modeling. And he was just and he didn't have a creepy bone in his body. Rick didn't either, but Rick was really like serious. Rick was really serious. He was very serious. But Ron was, he was like easygoing and um an interesting person and just extremely comfortable and real. Yeah, I don't know. He was always, I was always so happy when I'd come into class and see Ron. He was so much fun to draw. He was so much fun to draw. One day we were working on busts, right? Like we were focusing on like chest up, and I mean you could do full body, but we were focusing on that, and they were really, it was coupled in the figure drawing and anatomy were both focused. We were focusing on the same muscle groups as, and um anyway, he made all these faces. He made this one face. It was a fantastic face. I can't even do it. He did. He did this funny thing with his lips, and he held it for like 20 minutes, and I was just like in awe. I'm like, how can you do that with your face? And I did. I asked him. I said, how do you hold that with your face? He's like, I practice yoga. It's face yoga. I was like, what? Oh, I get it now. I totally get it now. But I was totally. He's like, I practice yoga. It's face yoga. Yeah, he was funny. He had a little man bun. He had a little man bun in the 90s when nobody had, well, guys had ponytails. Yeah, I don't know. Just gotta find the right person. Someone who has personality and is very, very, very comfortable being a human being. You know, that's hard to find because being a human being is innately uncomfortable. It's innately uncomfortable. Anyway, I told Omar, he was watching basketballs last night. I said, look, I said, if you're going to watch basketball, fine. I said, but just tell me, because I will not come home. I don't want to watch basketball anymore. This past year, this past season, and it's not sour grapes over Warriors falling out. It's just tiring, and it takes up so much time, and there's so much drama and dipstickery, and it's not fun anymore. It's not fun anymore. So, I got other things to do. And I think I'd rather do them. And Omar's more than welcome to follow and watch basketball, but I don't want anything to do with it. I don't. And I want them to stay out of my life too. Right? If you can't respond in real life to a letter or have real communication, I don't want to have any. It feels intrusive. It doesn't feel intrusive. It is intrusive. Right? Anyway. Oh, look, that's a better angle with the light, isn't it? I don't look like an old hag. Old hag? Old hag? Anyway. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe next season will roll around and I will have forgiven basketball, but I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not bringing anything good into my life. That's the thing I got to look at. Is it bringing you joy? Is it bringing you prosperity? Is it bringing you peace of mind? No. It's not bringing me any of those things, is it? It's not bringing anything good into my life. It brings me anxiety. It brings me irritation. Right? So, it's not bringing me anything good. It doesn't relax me. What relaxes Larissa? Singing. What makes Larissa happy? Singing. What fulfills Larissa? Her artwork. Yeah. Like, painting isn't relaxing. It's not therapy. My art is not therapy. And I'm sick of people trying to position art as therapy. Those are fucking morons. Take your sand tray and get the hell out of my fucking face. That's how I feel about art therapy. And people are like, oh, it's therapy. Oh, process your trauma. It's like, get the fuck out of here. My art has nothing to do with that, right? Stuff that relaxes me. Singing. Singing relaxes me. Yeah, it does. That's relaxing to me. Cooking a meal, that's relaxing to me. Yoga is not relaxing to me. And I understand for a lot of people it is. But you get to a point in practice when it's not just about the asana anymore. It's about the other spiritual stuff that comes with it. And for me, yoga was never about relaxation. It was about mobility and function, physical function, right? But even like meditation, it's like, oh, do you meditate? Yes, I meditate every day. And meditation becomes something. Meditation is not about sitting down, right? It's not what it's about. It's not about sitting down, being quiet. Sure, that's one way of practicing or one way to begin practicing. But meditation is about getting your brain waves to a certain point, right? It's about getting your brain function to a certain place, right? And when you practice, when you actually practice, and when you become good at it, you can put your brain in that space no matter what you're doing. So, people get really, it's like, oh, I meditate. Oh, yes, I sit. Oh, do you? Okay. Because you can sit for a long fucking time and be quiet and not meditate. I used to sit with a couple groups, and there were a number of people in those groups who they were just sitting, right? The whole brain thing wasn't happening for them, right? And you could tell because we'd have conversation afterwards, and I'd be like, "Oh, you haven't gotten there." And it's not a judgment, like, because you can't judge somebody on that. But it was just evident, and I quit sitting because it became I was tired of the ego contest of, oh, I was sitting and I was seeing lotuses. It's just like, no, you weren't. You were thinking about lotuses because you think lotuses, you think about the Buddha and the meditation and, oh, the lotus and it's an image and, oh, it's hippie, cool, dippy, like the lotus. It's like, oh, come on. And I just got tired of it. I got tired of the fakeness. I got tired of it. I got tired of listening to it. So yeah, there were a couple groups that I used to sit with. The one group was more Julian Cell people. They were meditating. And reaching that as a group, we're reaching that point. It was a different vibe altogether. But the other meditation group that I sat with, which was at the UU, no, the majority of the people in that group were just sitting quietly. And it was funny because in Julian Cell, our meditation was only like 20 minutes, right? But it was quality. Whereas at UU, we sat for like 45 minutes. And like I said, it's a long time to just sit and be quiet. If your brain isn't actually reaching that point. So, like I said, anyway. I was going to go grocery shopping for the gallery yesterday, but I didn't. I will wait and get the groceries for the gallery when I go grocery shopping for the house here. I need to make a list of a few things. There's not a whole lot of stuff that I need here at the house, but just a few things. I'm going to probably have to make sandwiches for Omar, stuffed sandwiches for Omar here soon, probably this weekend. I still have stuff, just use up the stuff that I have at the gallery right now. Yeah, just use up what I have. So, yesterday I made my black beans. I made black beans at the gallery. That's what I had yesterday was black beans. And today I'll probably make pasta. I have pickled asparagus in there. I have an onion. And I have red chili peppers. And I have a whole bunch of cheese. I'll probably do a pasta cheese bake. That's probably what I'll do. Probably. Anyway.